How compound interest will make you rich. Welcome to Hewitt is the matter where we discuss money matters. Today, we're diving into the magical world of compound interest and how it can make you rich. Whether you're just starting your financial journey or looking to optimize your investments, understanding compound interest is crucial. Once upon a time in a small town, there lived two siblings, Jack and Jill. Both were adventurous, but they had very different attitudes towards money and saving. One fine day, Jack and Jill each received $1,000 from their grandparents. Excited by the unexpected windfall, they both decided to deposit their money in a local bank, known for its generosity. The bank offered a remarkable 15% interest per year. Jack loved traveling and indulging in his hobbies. Each year, he eagerly withdrew the interest from his bank account and spent it on new gadgets, trips, and dining out. He believed in enjoying life to the fullest and wasn't concerned about saving for the future. Every year, Jack would calculate his interest. Annual interest equals principal multiplied by interest rate. A equals $1,000 into 0.15 equals $150. So, every year for 30 years, Jack withdrew $150 and spent it joyfully. At the end of each year, his account balance remained $1,000. Jill, on the other hand, had a different perspective. She believed in the power of saving and letting her money grow. She decided to leave her $1,000 in the bank, letting the interest compound year after year. Jill understood that by reinvesting her interest, she could significantly increase her wealth over time. The power of compounding. To calculate Jill's future wealth, we use the compound interest formula. A equals P, 1 plus R divided by N, where PP is the principal amount, $1,000, or is the annual interest rate, 15% or 0.15. N is the number of times interest is compounded per year, 1. It is the number of years the money is invested, 30. Let's pluck in the numbers and see what we get. A equals 66,211. After 30 years, Jill's initial $1,000 had grown to a staggering $66,211, thanks to the power of compound interest. After 3 decades, Jack and Jill decided to compare their bank balances. Jack proudly reflected on his numerous adventures and the enjoyment he had over the years. He had withdrawn $150 every year for 30 years. Total withdrawn equals $150 into 30, that is equals to $4,500. Jack's bank balance remained at $1,000 because he only withdrew the interest. Jill, on the other hand, had a much different story. By letting her interest compound, she now had an impressive $66,211 in her account. The difference in their financial outcomes was startling. While Jack had enjoyed $4,500 over the years, Jill had $66,211 due to the magic of compound interest. The S&P 500. A case study in compound interest. Imagine you invested in the S&P 500 index 20 years ago. Historically, the S&P 500 has delivered an average annual return of about 10%. Let's say you invested $10,000. Using the formula for compound interest, annual interest equals P, 1 plus R divided by N. P, principal, $10,000. Annual interest rate, 0.1 to 10%. And number of times interest is compounded per year, 1. Number of years, 20. Plugging in the numbers, we get A equals 67,270. So, your $10,000 investment would have grown to approximately $67,270 today. Now, if you invest $10,000 in the S&P 500 today, and it continues to grow at the historical rate of 10% in 20 years, your investment would similarly appreciate, highlighting the power of compound interest. In this example, 10% is an illustration only. Example only. Now let's talk about CPF, Central Provident Fund, in Singapore, a savings scheme for working Singaporeans. You can earn up to 5% or 6% per annum on your CPF savings. Suppose you start with $10,000 in your CPF account. P. Principal. $10,000. R. Annual interest rate. 0.05 to 5%. Number of times interest is compounded per year. 1. T. Number of years. 20. Using the same formula, let's see what numbers we get. A equals 26,530. Your $10,000 would grow to $26,530 in 20 years, thanks to compound interest. CPF is an essential and one of the best schemes in my opinion, because it leverages compound interest to significantly grow savings over time. With competitive, government-guaranteed interest rates, CPF contributions earn interest on both the initial amount and the accumulated interest. This exponential growth makes CPF a powerful tool for securing long-term financial stability in retirement, healthcare, and housing. Real-life examples of wealth growth through compound interest. Now, let's talk about some real-life examples of how notable individuals and ordinary people have used compound interest to grow their wealth. Warren Buffett. Known as the Oracle of Omaha, Warren Buffett started investing at the age of 11. His long-term investment strategy, primarily in stocks and companies with compounding growth, has made him one of the wealthiest individuals in the world. Buffett's net worth, built over decades of investing, is a testament to the power of compound interest. Benjamin Graham's students. Benjamin Graham, known as the father of value investing, taught many students who became successful investors. Graham's teachings on the importance of compounding returns influenced notable investors like Warren Buffett and Irving Kahn. Ordinary investors. Many ordinary people have also benefited from compound interest. For instance, Ronald Read, a janitor and gas station attendant, amassed an $8 million fortune by consistently investing in dividend-paying stocks over decades. His strategy of reinvesting dividends allowed his wealth to grow exponentially through compounding. Why compound interest favors the young? Compound interest significantly favors the young because they have the advantage of time. The earlier you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. For instance, if a 25-year-old invests $10,000 at a 10% annual return, by the time they are 65, their investment will grow to A equals 10,000 into 1 plus 0.10 divide by 1 to 1 into 40. A equals 10,000 into 1.10 to 40. A equals 10,000 into 45.259. A equals 452,590. Contrast this with someone who starts investing at 45, with the same $10,000 at 10% for 20 years. Let's see the difference in numbers after plucking in the figures. A equals 10,000 0.10 to 20. A equals 67,270. The younger investor ends up with significantly more, demonstrating the profound impact of starting early. Conclusion. Compound interest is a powerful financial tool that can significantly increase your wealth over time. Whether through investing in the S&P 500, fixed deposits, CPF contributions, savings bonds, mutual funds, or REITs, understanding and leveraging compound interest can set you on the path to financial success. Start early, stay consistent, and let the magic of compounding work in your favor. If you have been watching my videos, subscribe now to not miss more interesting contents, which I will be coming up with in the very near future.